Mas.
Walang like.
What's up guys? I want to one for her. Like and subscribe to this video.
Pwede mo lang
Ba, hindi.
Mr.
Yung kay Sol, dami na noon.
Sa akin ayaw panoorin.
151, oh.
151?
Si Bukbuk hindi yung pinanonood yung ano ko.
Video. Yes. Reacting to any bit of FNAF game at the same time.
Yung ano mo, yung doon romantiko po, naka 100.
Have you ever been working a minimum wage job and are just disappointed with the amount of time that you put in for so little in return? Well, what if in that 1 6-hour shift you could work 2 jobs, maybe even 3 or 5?
99.
The Bones 5 YouTube channel on YouTube, we value efficiency, doing as much as we can in as little time as possible.
Eh, mababa eh.
Set up to
99
just
lang.
that in all 7 of the mainline Five and Freddy's games. This
Eh, yung kay Sol
saved
mo,
me a
nandun
lot
kasi.
of time. And with the second FNAF movie having just released, I thought that now was as good a time as ever to attempt to do what I've wanted to do.
Wala ka kayo doon romantiko.
See if you can beat all
122.
7 mainline FNAF games at the exact same time. That's right.
Pakinggan natin ulit si Don romantiko. Ha?
We die in any of them. We have to reset all of them back to the start of the night, meaning that that will be a total of 97 animatronics all at the same time. This challenge has been one of the most mentally straining challenges that I've ever done. And if you stick around, I guarantee you'll find something new. At least one of these games.
Yan ginagawa ko pinasok sa gabi.
This challenge, let's start a good night.
Okay, no.
Ang kaheli ko yan, ano ka ba?
As I said, I watched part of this. Part of the video. As I said, I watched part of the video. What happened to my board? Betray me. Just let me play. Okay. Let's get back to the video. Here, that's one thing that he removed the rules. Ayoko na.
Maganda naman ah. Siyempre, nadidevelop yan.
Hindi ko alam.
Napanood ka ni Gloria, yung sa teacher niya.
Hindi ko alam.
Ano ko?
Gloria Romero.
Patay na yun, paano manood ako yun?
Yan naman!
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Yung dila ko.
Bakit sabi mo? Bakit ano na sa
Maganda naman, so. Maganda naman, so. Bakuhan kayo, natural lang. Hoy, sabi ko, lagay mo ito sa panahian.
Ganda eh! Natutuwa nga ako kumakanta ka na eh!
Oo nga eh, nade-develop naman yan. Ako nga parang matagal na akong kumakanta, meron pa rin problema.
Alam mo, namumahali na yun. Dahil lang tingin nila sa'yo, wala pa talagang karanasan.
Virgin. The virgin girl.
Batang bata!
Hindi pa kumakanta. Batang bata. Ate, magain ka na. Hindi pa kumakanta. Ganon. Batang bata. Hindi pa anak-anak.
Walang ka-LL.
LF.
Hindi pa nilalaro yung letra eh.
Walang sa levo. Walang sa LL.
Ganun talaga.
Kayo kasi Malilibo kami hindi.
Subukan mong mambabae. Sa rin. Aganda yung boses mo.
Hindi na nanin.
Oh, nag-iisip ng mambabae yung
Nanin.
Para lang gumanda yung boses na mambabae siya. Nag-iisip na yun. Oh, ang gago.
Hindi!
Sino ba una mo? Naku, tontuwa ang una sa'yo.
Ba yun? Katla ko ng sabi mo. Okay ka lang.
We'll have to start the night in all the most mentally straining challenges that I've ever done. And if you stick around, I guarantee you'll learn something new about at least one of these games. With that said, let's get into the official rules for this challenge.
Okay. There's a funny thing that he removed. There's no glitch and she's allowed in this. The original rules. He removed it. Yeah, he removed it. Right?
When starting a night, we'll have to start the night in all
Because
7
everything's
games
necessary.
at the same time. Specifically, we aren't allowed to interact with anything in the games until you click continue on the main menus for all of them. Not all FNAF games have the same length, so even if we win 6 of them,
Kumbaga sa kutsilyo, kain mo pa.
even if we win 6 of the 7 games,
Kain pa natin sa rin yan.
having different nights.
Yeah.
Nasa
With
rin.
that, the 2025 season comes to an end. Good night.
I decided that for this challenge, we'll play through the main 5 nights of
Kutsilyo,
each FNAF
kain mo
game,
pa.
which will take up the same number of nights.
Matang gilid ng leg.
With that, the 2025 season comes to an end. Good night.
5.
Ang bata naman ng Santa Claus dito. Bakit yung Santa Claus mo, inchik?
Ha?
Oh, inchik yung Santa Claus mo.
Ewan ko.
Yung Santa Claus pala, inchik. Oh?
Hindi, galing yan sa Ruru. Ewan ko.
Eh, yun oh. Oh, tapos ang ilo, tapos ang inchik ko, inchik ko.
Ewan ko.
Inchik ko. Oh, hindi si Santa Claus, inchik pala. Oh.
Sabi ko mag-ahin na
Nakahay na ba? Kasi gusto ko kasi yung ano eh.
Inchik na lang. 5, 6, 7, 8. Which one has the most?
Wag ka naman ko. Doon naman.
Ultimate Custom Night not even having any main nights. So I decided
Oh.
that for this challenge, we'll play through the
Right,
main
also
5
done
nights of each
Roman.
FNAF game. And for
Roman
Ultimate
Reigns.
Custom Night, match the number of animatronics with the night number. Since the highest night number in any of the games is 8, we'll scale it out accordingly. So 50-20 on 8, 45-20 on 7, and so on, until we get these numbers for the main nights. I wanted to include Ultimate Custom Night somehow in this video, and I thought that this would be the best way to do it. Now for some game-specific rules. In FNAF 6, we have to salvage every single animatronic from the solar rods using the outside tools to make games AFK, like lowering FPS counts to mess with animatronic timers. Nor are we allowed to enter mini-games in FNAF 3 to stall that game. Once we press continue in all games, we have to find some way to survive in the confines of
Para
that game.
mag-usap.
So anyway, let's get into night 1. The first problem that I ran into on this challenge didn't even come from any of the difficulty in the games themselves. It came from how they're programmed. I made 2 similar videos to this one in the past, and a question that I often get is how do you run the FNAF games in windowed mode such that you can play multiple at the same time? FNAF games are made to go straight to full screen when you open them, which sometimes is very annoying to say the least. So you have to decompile all of them and then rebuild them in Clean Team Fusion 2. The game engine that FNAF games use with a few tweaks in the settings to This was going fine until we got to the 5th game in the series, FNAF's Sister Location.
Huh?
Sister Location is a very unique game in the franchise, but there's one aspect of it that, for the life of me, I really just cannot understand. You see, in every other FNAF game, you just move and click around with your normal mouse, but in Sister Location, the game instead has this custom built-in cursor that follows your real cursor around. If you've ever been playing Sister Location and say you get spam called on Discord or something and you try to tap out of the game, you'll see what I mean. It's really hard and very annoying.
Hi guys! Nandito kami ngayon sa Caloocan para mag-turn over ng ating mga cabinets. Dito sa kitchen ni client, ang ginamit ng materials is marine laminated plywood. And dito, pinag-check natin kung may mga adjustment pa ang bawat pinto ng mga cabinet. Inisa-isa namin itong buksan para mas makita namin kung gumagana lahat ng mechanism na ginamit namin dito sa mga cabinet.
Largest FNAF game in terms of raw code. This would not be an easy task. Shout out to FlareX for trying to make this work, but ultimately there were too many issues to make this worthwhile. The scrolling in the game seemed to be super janky, and in the nights where it mattered most, the scrolling could sometimes break or we'd get some weird double cursor issues. I didn't want to waste any more of FlareX's time with this insanely janky game. So I had to think of something else. If Sister Location was going to lock our entire computer to this one window, then I guess I was just going to have to get a second computer. So I busted out my college laptop and put it on a stool next to my setup. That way I could have all 7 FNAF games running at the same time on 2 different computers. I used a second camera that would normally be my hand cam to try and capture this in action. That way on the proof video on the second channel, I would have the entire footage uncut of me going between both computers. With that first problem solved, we could actually move on to night 1. There isn't much to worry about on night 1, as 2 of the games don't even have any animatronics yet, and for the games that do, they are very, very slow. I just took the time in this night to night 1. There isn't much to worry about on night 1, as 2 of the games
Wait, something ain't right. The sister location only you cannot fail sister location night 1 by just not doing anything. Focus on the other 4.
They are very, very slow. I just took the time in this night to get used to traversing between the windows reasonably quickly. As long as I was able to visit every game every so often.
Hey, that's cheating. Wait, your game already finished?
Night 2 was likely going to be much worse. Night 2 is when I began to realize that this was going to take a lot more strategy than I initially thought. In the 2 other videos that I've made on beating multiple FNAF games at once, there was a section dedicated to choosing which FNAF games are the best to play in the challenge. Game selection is really important for these challenges, as we want to be playing the games that give us the most time where we're forced to go AFK or wait for something to happen, so that we have time to visit other games and take care of things there. When selecting games, there were specific mechanics that we really wanted to avoid at all costs. The first of which was anything that was based on sound cues, as the audio for each game would only play when we were clicked into that game's window. So, if we had to listen to something in one game, but we were busy doing something in another, we'd totally miss out on that sound cue. Thankfully, I was able to fix this in Click Team by selecting the Do Not Mute samples with application user scopes option. The game's audio would now play even though we weren't clicked into its window. So, while it was now hard to pick out certain sound cues, that problem was somewhat fixed. However, the second problem was much more concerning. Any game that has some
Anything that hold out your cursor to the one camera, you completely messed up your mind.
music box mechanic or any mechanic that forces you to keep a key on the keyboard pressed for a long time absolutely destroys us in this challenge. Even though we can listen to and keep track of animatronics positions in games that we aren't actively clicked into, there is no way to avoid music box type mechanics. We are forced to commit fully to one game's window for however long it takes. For these reasons, there were 2 games that I was avoiding like the plague in the first 2 multi-game challenges, FNAF 2 and FNAF 4. Unfortunately, with all 7 games, we don't have a choice for which ones to play, so we're going to have to deal with them. FNAF 2 is a problem because of that music box mechanic that we mentioned earlier, with the puppet requiring you to keep the box wound up for the entire night. FNAF 4 has no explicit music box mechanic, but instead,
All 4 of them you have to hold your your mouse.
every mechanic in its own way has music box-like properties. FNAF 4 is the only FNAF game that doesn't have any kind of camera or terminal system that you can use to keep track of all animatronics places. You have to physically go to places in your room to deal with threats. When dealing with Bonnie and Chica in the halls, you have to hold a door shut for around 3 seconds. When dealing with Freddy behind you on the bed, you have to flash the flashlight for around 2 seconds. And God forbid if Foxy gets in the closet, you'll have to be closing the closet doors for around 7 seconds. Even though all of these mechanics don't require you to hold your mouse anywhere like the box in FNAF 2, the keyboard will only register inputs to the game that we're clicked into. So functionally, all of these actions also lock us in FNAF 4, just like the box does in FNAF 2.
Yeah,
There are
no.
ways to reduce these times that we'll get into later, but no matter what, we're going to be spending a lot of time in FNAF 4. Those 2 games are definitely the most
Laging bagsira ang
time-consuming out
upuan ng
of all
motor
of them,
mo
but how are
dahil
we going
lagi
to deal
itong
with the
tambayan
rest?
ng
Kaya
mga
pumunta naman yan.
kalmot dito, kalmot dyan. Isa
This is as hard as the
hopeless
game.
at laging
Hopeless
nauuna
pursuit.
kung kaya't dumurupok ang upuan ng ating mga motor. Ito ang universal seat cover na stretchable, stretchproof, and waterproof with sunscreen protector. Kaya kung maaman o umulan, hindi na ito tatalag sa ating seat cover. Kahit ilang
Yeah,
pusa
because
ang
next
tumambay ay hindi ka na
it was the
mamamangha
second hardest
na ito ay
after
magasgasan dahil ito ay stretch-proof.
after
Applicable din ito sa kahit anong model
UCM.
motor dahil ito ay stretchable.
Just sitting in the
Gawa
elevator
ito
and
sa
waiting until every other game is done, then taking on sister location afterwards.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean sister location is a complete walk in the park, as if we do end up completing every other game, we still have to beat sister locations night without dying, or we have to start all the way at the beginning. And some of these nights are really long. For the moment, we can just chill in the elevator and take on the other games. FNAF
Thank you po.
6 is pretty simple.
Now let's get a break. It's a mong good.
Sige, thank you, Jesus.
Subscribe and share the video again.